What if I told you that one man convinced thousands of people to trust him with their money, hundreds of millions of dollars, and then vanished from the face of the earth? No trace, no explanation, just gone. His name was Gerald Cotten, and he was Canada's self-proclaimed crypto king, the founder of a Bitcoin exchange called QuadrigaCX that promised to make crypto investing safe and easy for everyone. But when he died under mysterious circumstances, he took more than $250 million in customer funds with him. Straight to the grave. Or did he? Because some people believe Gerald Cotten never died at all. This is the unbelievable story of how one man built a crypto empire, fooled regulators, deceived investors, and may have faked his own death in one of the most chilling digital heists of the century. It was 2013. Bitcoin was still a curiosity, something only tech geeks talked about. But Gerald Cotten, a polite, baby-faced entrepreneur from Canada, saw what others didn't: an opportunity. He was just 24 when he launched QuadrigaCX, a platform that made buying and selling Bitcoin as simple as shopping online. Cotten seemed trustworthy. In an industry full of hackers and anonymous traders, he came across as the nice guy, well-dressed, articulate, and endlessly confident. He promised safety, transparency, and reliability. Investors believed him. They handed him millions. By 2016, QuadrigaCX had become Canada's biggest crypto exchange. People were making fortunes, and Cotten was the man behind it all, giving interviews, attending conferences, and speaking like the future of finance was already here. He told investors their funds were stored safely in cold wallets, offline storage devices immune to hacking. It all sounded perfect. But behind the curtain, there was no advanced system, no team of experts. There was just Gerald Cotten, sitting behind his laptop, holding all the keys to hundreds of millions of dollars. The truth was darker than anyone imagined. QuadrigaCX wasn't a well-oiled company. It was chaos disguised as genius. There were no backup systems, no board of directors, no oversight of any kind. Only one man had access to the funds: Cotten himself. And what did he do with that power? He gambled. He created fake accounts on his own exchange with names like Chris Marquet and C3, filled them with imaginary balances, and used customer deposits to cover losses and pay earlier investors. It was a classic Ponzi scheme, hidden behind technical jargon and blockchain buzzwords. At first, the illusion worked. As long as new deposits kept coming in, everything looked fine. But when the crypto market crashed in 2018, panic spread. Users began withdrawing their money, and the cracks began to show. Withdrawals were delayed. Customer support went silent. On Reddit and Twitter, rumors spread like wildfire. Still, Cotten reassured everyone that everything was under control. Then, out of nowhere, he announced he was going on his honeymoon to India with his new wife, Jennifer Robertson. That trip would change everything. In December 2018, the world learned that Gerald Cotten had died suddenly from complications of Crohn's disease while traveling in India. He was only 30 years old. His wife said she was heartbroken. A funeral was held in Canada, and QuadrigaCX released a statement expressing shock and grief. But there was one massive problem. Cotten was the only person who knew the passwords to Quadriga's cold wallets. The company's digital vaults were locked, containing more than $250 million in customer funds. And now, those passwords were gone forever. When the news broke, chaos erupted. People realized their savings, their investments, their futures had vanished with one man. Thousands of investors lost everything. And then came the questions. Why would a multi-million-dollar company rely on one person for all financial access? Why didn't anyone else know the passwords? Why was there no backup plan? Investigators started digging, and what they discovered turned tragedy into a mystery. When blockchain analysts traced Quadriga's supposed cold wallets, they were stunned to find them empty. The funds that were supposed to be safely stored offline had been drained months before Cotten's death. He had been transferring money to his personal accounts on other exchanges, using customers' deposits to fund a luxurious lifestyle. Private jets, vacations, expensive properties, even a yacht. It wasn't an accident. It was fraud on an enormous scale. But the strangest part was still to come. The Indian hospital where Cotten supposedly died had inconsistencies in its paperwork. His name was spelled differently on various forms. The dates didn't match. The death certificate looked suspicious. Even the Canadian funeral home admitted they never verified the body themselves. Within weeks, his wife transferred millions in property and assets into her own name. Some believed she was innocent, others were certain she knew more than she let on. And then, out of nowhere, cryptocurrency linked to Quadriga's wallets began to move, long after Cotten's reported death. How? Who had the keys? Was it a hacker? A hidden partner? Or was it Gerald Cotten himself? Many began to suspect he had faked his death, a final act in a grand digital escape. After all, India was known for its loosely monitored death certificates. He had millions in crypto, most of it untraceable. And with one fake document, he could vanish forever. Netflix later released a documentary about the case. And even after hours of interviews, blockchain analysis, and expert opinions, no one could say for sure what happened. But was he dead, or did he pull off the perfect con? One thing was certain: more than 76,000 users were left with nothing. The Canadian government investigated, but there was little they could do. Crypto, by its nature, exists outside the traditional banking system. There were no refunds, no insurance, no justice. It was a digital apocalypse for ordinary investors, and a painful reminder of how fragile trust is in the world of cryptocurrency. The story of Gerald Cotten isn't just about one man's greed. It's a reflection of how easily innovation can blur into illusion. He didn't need to break into a vault or hack a network. He just needed your belief and one clever exit. And that's what makes this story terrifying. In the digital age, money isn't paper or metal. It's data, and data can vanish in seconds. One password, one crash, one missing man, and your fortune disappears into thin air. Cotten's disappearance shattered confidence in crypto exchanges around the world. Regulators began cracking down. Investors became more cautious. But the truth is, even after all this, the system remains vulnerable. New platforms promise security, but the next Gerald Cotten could already be out there, planning his next big move. So who was Gerald Cotten, really? A visionary who lost control of his empire? A fraud who fooled everyone? Or a ghost still walking among us, watching his fortune grow from afar? We may never know. But one thing's for sure, he didn't just steal money, he stole trust. And in the world of crypto, trust is everything. Because when belief becomes blind, it's not innovation anymore. It's illusion. This is Truvo, where every story bleeds the truth. If you found this story fascinating, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with a friend who thinks their Bitcoin is safe. Because in the world of digital money, no one ever really disappears. And sometimes the deadliest scams aren't in the dark web, they're hiding in plain sight.